He wasn't born into fame, yet there was always a quiet intensity about him, a mix of restraint, depth, and screen magnetism that naturally drew attention. Burak Deniz didn't rush into the spotlight. He earned his place, shaping a career built on emotional realism and deliberate choices rather than instant stardom. You're watching Celebrity Fandom. If you're into deep dives on star journeys, lifestyles, and the real stories behind the spotlight, hit subscribe now and stay tuned for more. Burak Deniz was born on February 17, 1991, in Istanbul, Turkey. His path toward acting began far from overnight recognition. He studied art history at Çanakkale Mart University, a background that subtly influenced his understanding of character, emotion, and visual storytelling. Acting entered his life not as a shortcut to fame, but as a craft he approached with patience and seriousness. His television journey started with early roles that allowed him to build experience quietly. However, it was his breakthrough role as Murat Sarsılmaz in Aşk Laftan Anlamaz that pushed him into mainstream recognition. The series became a massive success both in Turkey and internationally, showcasing his ability to balance charm, vulnerability, and emotional nuance within a romantic narrative. Rather than staying confined to lighthearted roles, Burak deliberately expanded his range. He took on darker, more psychologically complex characters in projects like Bizim Hikaye, where he portrayed Barış Aktan, a role that demanded emotional restraint and internal conflict. His performance resonated deeply, proving his strength in grounded, socially driven storytelling. His evolution continued with Marasli, where he embodied a hardened former soldier shaped by trauma and loyalty. The role highlighted his ability to carry intensity without exaggeration. Later projects such as Yerim Kalan Askler and Samarin further demonstrated his willingness to explore unconventional narratives and layered personalities. Burak's approach to acting reflects intention. He avoids repetition, choosing roles that challenge him emotionally rather than relying on formulas that guarantee popularity. This balance between mass appeal and artistic depth has helped him remain relevant as audience expectations continue to evolve. Off-screen, his public image remains controlled and understated. He avoids excessive exposure, allowing his work to speak louder than his private life. His lifestyle reflects simplicity and discipline, with a focus on mental clarity, fitness, and personal space. Fashion-wise, Burak Deniz carries a modern, effortless style. Whether attending international events or appearing casually, he favors clean silhouettes and understated confidence, reinforcing an image that feels authentic rather than curated. While his personal relationships have occasionally attracted public attention, he consistently redirects focus toward his professional journey. Within the industry, he is known as focused, respectful, and deeply invested in understanding the psychological layers of his characters. As of 2026, his estimated net worth reflects steady success through television, streaming projects, and selective brand collaborations. More than financial growth, he has built strong credibility as a dependable lead capable of carrying emotionally demanding stories. What sets Burak Deniz apart is restraint. He doesn't chase visibility. He builds presence. His performances rely on silence, expression, and emotional control, qualities that leave a lasting impact rather than instant spectacle. From romantic leads to intense dramatic roles, Burak Deniz's journey is defined by progression, not repetition. His rise reflects discipline, thoughtful choices, and a clear commitment to longevity. As of 2026, Burak Deniz stands as one of Turkish television's most compelling actors, grounded, evolving, and built to endure. That wraps up today's feature. If you enjoyed this content, like the video and subscribe to Celebrity Fandom for more in-depth celebrity stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. He wasn't born into fame, yet there was always a quiet intensity about him, a depth that pulled audiences in without effort. Engin Akyurek didn't chase attention or follow trends. He built his place in Turkish entertainment through restraint, emotional honesty, and performances that linger long after the screen fades to black. You're watching Celebrity Fandom. If you're into deep dives on star journeys, lifestyles, and the real stories behind the spotlight. Hit subscribe now and stay tuned for more. Engin Akyürek was born on October 12, 1981, in Ankara, Turkey. Long before scripts and cameras, his path was far removed from acting. He studied history at Ankara University, developing a strong sense of perspective, analysis, and emotional awareness that would later become central to his performances. Acting was not an early plan, but when he entered the talent competition Türkiye'nin Yıldızları in 2004 and won first place, everything changed. His acting journey began shortly after with Yabansi Dammit, where his natural presence quickly stood out. But it was his role as Kerem Ilgaz in Fatma Gül'ün Sukuna that transformed his career. The series became an international phenomenon, and Engin's raw, restrained performance earned critical acclaim, proving his ability to carry emotionally heavy narratives with sincerity and depth. Rather than capitalizing on fame through repetitive roles, Engin chose complexity. From the emotionally fractured Ömer Demir in Kara Para Ask to the conflicted Sanyar Effioglu in Sefirin Kizi, he consistently portrayed men shaped by trauma, silence, and internal struggle. His characters are rarely loud, yet always powerful, defined by what they withhold as much as what they express. Engin's approach to acting reflects a deeply intentional mindset. He gravitates towards scripts that explore moral conflict, psychological weight, and human vulnerability. This selective process has allowed him to maintain artistic credibility while remaining one of the most respected leading actors in the industry. Off-screen, Engin's public image is defined by privacy and restraint. He avoids unnecessary exposure, rarely engages in spectacle, and lets his work speak for itself. While he is associated with major international brands and high-profile productions, he remains selective and understated in his public appearances. His lifestyle mirrors that philosophy. He values solitude, structure, and balance, prioritizing mental clarity and personal growth over constant visibility. This grounded approach has helped him sustain consistency in an industry driven by constant attention. Engin's influence extends far beyond Turkey. His series continue to reach global audiences through international broadcasts and streaming platforms, earning him a devoted fan base across Europe, the Middle East, and Latin America. His estimated net worth reflects long-term success built through acting, endorsements, and international recognition, achieved steadily rather than aggressively. What truly sets him apart is restraint. Engin Akyürek doesn't rely on spectacle or excess emotion. He builds performances from silence, pauses, and internal conflict, trusting the audience to feel rather than be told. That discipline has become his signature. As of 2026, Engin Akyürek stands not only as a leading actor, but as a symbol of artistic integrity in modern Turkish television. His career is defined by depth, patience, and evolution, proving that longevity is built through substance, not noise. That wraps up today's feature. If you enjoyed this content, like the video and subscribe to Celebrity Fandom for more in-depth celebrity stories. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.